Yo, Bo, welcome to another episode of In the Life of MightyFan, and kind of a little of an impromptu vid here because I've taken note that there has been some stuff that I haven't shared yet as far as some hat pickups that are non-hockey related, and some other tchotchkes here and there. And today was a big mail day, so I got a lot of boxes and I got one unbagging, and there is one more thing. I almost forgot it again. But see, I'm close by now, so I can just grab it. I did make mention of in a previous vid that I forgot to share, the authentic rookie or call-up rather year Jimmy Rollins Phillies from 2000. This is the authentic jersey. You might remember I showed the BP of it, but this is the authentic home version. So here it is. So I don't forget to show this again. There it is. There's the front with the chain stitching for the Phillies. You got the 29 on the sleeve, double stitched. And of course he wore number 29 when he was called up in the year 2000. Rollins, the batterman as well. Rollins double stitched again with the 29, double stitched. And it's got the jock, and it's got the year and name tag on the other side. 2000 Jimmy Rollins. Very cool. I was glad they made these. I was glad they made his call-up year jerseys because it's something different, So it was cool to see them wearing, putting those together first for their very first ever J-Roll jerseys, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more J-Roll jerseys over the years to come, but probably most of those will have as more, regular number 11 on the jerseys, but unless they want to do the one year he wore number 6, which I have an authentic of already, so, if they do it, that might not be one I have to go after, but we'll see. Let's get to the hats real quick. So this was a Fanatics pickup, and this was a New Era and Alpha Industries collab. And the Phillies, I just like the way the Phillies one looked with the, that black and white fat P. And this hat can go with like anything. So Phillies word mark from the time period on the back, National League logo, batterman, and then you have the particulars on Alpha Industries and New Era. It's got the bit of orange and black in there, Flyers colors, a little bit of orange and black in there with the black gut and the good gray under. And it's a comfortable hat too. And like I said, I can wear this with anything, like because it's black and white, and it's got my favorite Phillies logo on the side, the Independence All logo. So because of the black and white, I can wear this even with an Eagles, gear, Flyers or Sixers, just because it reps the city. So, and it's black and white, so goes with just about anything. That's one of the things that drew my eye to it, and I'm a sucker for the fat P, So, so there's that. This was a Poshmark pickup, and I kind of jumped the gun at this because I really liked the hat, and I didn't read that there was autographs on the bottom of the brim. So I got this old school, Reebok Chargers, San Diego Chargers back then, and this was at the time the draft day hat. But I always liked this hat, and I have a few of them already. So the Chargers, this one goes with the era for Junior Seau, LaDainian Tomlinson, early years. So I have jerseys of that, and this particular, Charger, colorway is kind of hard to find anymore. I know they just brought it back this season, which is cool, but you just don't see too much of it. So, I had a chance at it and I grabbed it, and then it has these autographs on the brim, which I am not an autograph seeker. But the kind of funny thing is I almost want to say one of them might be Doug Flutie. Got number 7. It kind of looks like a Doug. I can't read the names. They're all in cursive, crazy scribble, but there's a number 7, and I know he wore number 7 with the Chargers, and it's kind of looks like Doug, This doesn't have a COA or anything like that, so I'm saying it's Doug Flutie's autograph. So, and there's also 2 others. There's a number 57 and a number 80. And I don't think the number 80 is Kellen Winslow. Could be wrong, but I don't think that's Kellen Winslow. And whoever 57 was. But I'm almost saying that this kind of looks like Doug Flutie. So I'm going to go with Doug Flutie on that one. Flutie Flakes. So anyhow, there's that. It was either Poshmark or Macari. But this is the hat I made mention of in a previous vid when I said I just picked up a Sixers hat that was a team store exclusive. Now I'm looking at it, I noticed there's some loose threads. A good thing I have the scissors right here. So this was like this was a hat that was only available at at the time the Wells Fargo Center, now the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Sorry, I had OCD. I had to get those off of there. So I didn't get it years ago when this was first available, and I've seen this quite a few times since on the secondary markets, eBay, Macari, Poshmark, those kind of places, and I forget whether this was a Poshmark or a Macari pickup. It was one of the two, and just trying to fix this strap here, get the buttons to where I like them. But there it is, the Sixers. Now this goes back from when they originally wore the Spectrum Edition jersey, which was the navy blue ones at the time. That's why it's in this kind of colorway. But it's got the the fish, the net back, trucker hat basically, Spectrum logo, Sixers font from the time, and that's what was on the jersey. And there it is on my head. So like I said, this was not available anywhere else. This was not available at Lids or Fanatics or anything like that. This was a store exclusive at the time. So I was glad to grab one. Only took a few years, but I grabbed one. And since we are close to Halloween, these were a couple Halloween hat pickups. This is like a 2.0 because last year they made this originally. Lids HD did a horror pack, and they did it again this year. And they did my buddy, the puppet from Saw, of course, on the front. Tricycle pin. You got the Saw on the side, and Billy the puppet on the back. It's got like that silky kind of feel to it, satiny, silky, whatever you want to call it. And then on the inside, there he is again. And I since took the inside protective deal off, but it had the puppet, various different pictures of him all over it. So there it is. Want to play a game? There he is, my buddy. And then this was a Baseballism pickup. It was one of their Halloween hats, Halloween themed hats, and it's a jack-o'-lantern. So picked that one up, 2-tone, nice little piece that I can wear, around this time of year. You got the, trick or treat Baseballism, their logo on the back. You can see all the particulars about it. So there you go, perfect for this time of year. Actually goes well with this. And their logo again on the side. That was it. Those were the non-hockey pickups. I do have to share some hockey ones, which I will get to in the next In the Life iced vid. Although I do think one of these packages has some hockey hats in it, but I'll show them anyhow because I'm doing an unboxing here. All right. The old first one. Now I know what this is. This one I definitely know what this is because these were available at like Target and Walmart and those kind of places, but I couldn't find it in my area, and sure enough it was on eBay. Probably should have already opened this. this package is a little tricky the way they taped it, but I got it. So, I've seen these on eBay. I knew it was available on there, so I wasn't too, chagrined that I couldn't find it at my local Target. And a lot of times that's going to happen. My local Target, in fact, they got rid of all the NECA items. They have Funko, but NECA, for whatever reason, they don't seem to sell there unless they move the stuff, and I just don't know where. I haven't asked an employee yet. Maybe I should do that one of these days, but whenever I go there anymore, all I see is Funko. I don't see the NECA stuff, the figures and stuff, which I don't collect too much of. If I get a figure, it's usually going to be something from, you know, my childhood, from nostalgia, or it's going to be some of my favorite characters like the Hulk, or it's going to be, you know, the Puppet, or it's going to be Michael Myers. It's really the wheelhouse that I go to for figures anyhow. That aren't, you know, that aren't sports figures. That aren't like McFarlane, you know, or Funko or whatever sports figures, particularly for the Philly team. But for whatever reason, you know, the Target near me, the one I usually go to, they don't have NECA figures. They just have the Funko stuff. They have some things, it's just not a lot for NECA. And, you know, again, I don't know why. But I saw this. I knew this was available on eBay, so I knew I was going to grab it. And it's pretty cool because this is so they put out this line of like Don Post figures. And for those of you who don't know, Don Post was the company that made the Halloween costumes from when I was young in the 80s. You know, so I had some of them growing up. I remember I had like an Inspector Gadget one, and I may have had one or two others growing up. Spider-Man I had. And they were just, you know, just a simple plastic mask with the band going around your head, and like this, like almost like a sheet thing to put over you that had like lots of times had the picture of the character on the front or what have you, part of their costume or whatever. It just, they were the thing back then. I mean, everyone had them. All the kids back then, we wore them. And they were like the costume to have back in the day, you know. And now, of course, they're real elaborate. You know, the stuff that the kids wear today is like night and day between what we wore when we were young. But at any rate, so they put out this like line of these Don Post figures, and they all look like they have the costumes from back in the day. And they made a saw puppet one, so I had to get the saw puppet one. And there it is, Billy. In the back. So very cool, and it definitely represents, like, if Don Post made this back in the day, if it was a Don Post costume, it would probably be something like this. Although, you know, I would imagine the front of it would have like him on the tricycle or something like that. But, you know, that's basically the Don Post, you know, Ben Cooper costume. But Don Post also did them too. Ben Cooper was another one. But yeah, so it's like a Ben Cooper, Don Post, whatever you want to call it. You know, like Halloween costume from back in the day. If they made a Billy the Puppet one back in the day. But of course he wasn't around back then, so he came out not a little bit later. But at any rate, that's a cool item to the collection. And I did pick up a couple other of my buddies here, horror related stuff over the past couple weeks. So these two came from Five Below, and I found a little Billy, you know, Billy keychains. There he is, right there. And then this one was off of Amazon, because I have the original pop figure, but this is basically his 2.0, and this time they put him on the trike. So there he is on the trike, and they also made Jigsaw too, but I wanted Billy the Puppet. I want to play a game. So, and then my other buddy here, Michael Myers, the Christmas ornament. This was from Five Below, but you know, what holiday season is complete without good old Mikey there with his butcher knife? Yeah, and he and I both debuted in 1978, so definitely have a kinsmanship to Michael Myers, and so It's it, you know, this is our time of year. So anyhow, let's get to the next item here. This isn't going to be an unbagging from. This was the Sixers shop, but you know they're all run by Fanatics, so it's pretty much a Fanatics kind of deal. But I did get the jersey. The jersey has to come in the mail because the Sixers, for their throwback uniform this year, they're going back to the, you know, what they wore in 01 when they went to the finals and lost. But 25th anniversary of that team this year, so they're wearing the Iverson era black uniforms and the shorts again, the jersey and the shorts. And of course they also made more merch, you know, for that stuff too, for the logo of the time. And I have to, like, if I can find one at Dick's or something like that, or some store, either like I said, either Dick's Sporting Goods or Rally House or someplace that might be, you know, Pro Image. If they're selling the shoot around, you know, sure, I'd like to try that on because I want to see what size would really, you know, work for me. I think it'd probably be a 2X, but, you know, I want to try on a few things. This I know for sure because I have so many shirts like this and jerseys, I know. But some of that other stuff I'm a little hesitant to buy online because I just don't know, you know, anymore the way they make these things fit. You know, snug or whatever, I mean, you know, too snug or too loose or whatever it is. But, you know, so certain things I still want to try if I can. But this is the this is like a long sleeve with the logo, you know, from that era. It's pretty cool. Definitely give this some wears during the you know, during the season and whatnot. And it's got the NBA logo on the back neck area. But Nike kind of has that kind of gradient, kind of faded a little bit, you know, make it look a little more vintage. But it's brand new. It's a brand new item for this season. So you got the Sixers right there, and they're going to be wearing, like I said, they're going to be wearing this 14 times. They're going to be wearing that jersey and shorts combo from the, you know, from that time period, from the AI years. Definitely cool to see again. I did pick up the jersey. I got a maxi, and when that comes in the mail, you know, you'll see it. Probably be quick because Fanatics doesn't waste time. In fact, this came in the mail. I didn't even know it was in. It was out there since yesterday evening, because Fanatics, they'll deliver stuff all hours of the day. So like if you're not really expecting it, and you might want to, because they don't mess around. They're quick with the deliveries anymore, and because they use their own shipping or whatever it is, their own service, laser ship or whatever it is. And they just drop stuff off. It's just, and I have the Fanatics app, so when I get a package from Fanatics, I get the alert. But this wasn't technically Fanatics. This was Sixers Shop online, which is run by Fanatics. But I didn't get it. It wasn't from Fanatics, so I didn't get the notification. I had it in my email this morning. I said, "Ooh, okay, so that got delivered. Okay, I better run outside and grab the bag." And they had some other nice stuff. They had, like I said, they had the shoot-around jacket, and they had the shoot-around shirt. And the shirt was the one I was more, you know, thinking about size-wise, because I've never gotten one of those shoot-around shirts in recent years, so I don't know what their sizing's like. I would imagine it's kind of similar to the regular stuff, but I still want to try one on just to see. Let's go to another box here. This box, I want to say these boxes are eBay. They said this was a big day for packages to come in. I think this is probably a hat. This is probably a hat. Yep, this is a hat. This is a vintage one. This was actually from back in those days, back in the Iverson era, for the Sixers. All right, that's as far as I'm going to open it. All right. Dead stock, I believe. Still got, if anything else, still got the stickers on it. Oh yeah, it definitely hasn't been worn. But the stickers will come off because I don't keep the stickers on the hats. I'm not one that does that. But anyhow, we got the vintage. Speaking of that time period, right? So we got the vintage double whammy, pinwheel power right there, Sixers hat in the colorway as well. So this is a new era from, you know, back in that time period when AI was with the Sixers. Because these are the hats that they made, you know, and around that time. So I just got to wear this in a little bit, but so I figure I can wear this with, you know, any jerseys from that time, because I have the Mitchell & Ness ones from that time, and then, you know, obviously just got the Maxi, the new Nike, you know, throwback edition or classic edition. So, you know, I haven't seen a hat yet. They haven't put out classic edition hats. I'm sure they will. New Era usually does it every year. So at some point they'll probably be, you know, putting out the new, you know, classic edition hats, and I'll probably grab the Sixer one because I'm a sucker for that. So, you know, why not? Yeah, but that's a cool one. I'm glad I found that. That was an eBay. I actually got a couple of these from, because I just kept, like, once you see one and they say you might also be interested in, and it was just like, I was like, oh yeah, I am. So there was a few there that I grabbed. What else? There's another box. I think one of these is actually Poshmark. I want to say 2 of them are eBay, and this one I think this is the Poshmark one. So this one is hockey related. I know I usually reserve that for the Season of the Fan Iced, or the In the Life Iced, rather. In the Life Iced, but since we're doing it on box, oh no, this isn't. Well, that's kind of weird. Okay, so they put eBay tape on the Poshmark box. That's what fooled me. So yeah, because I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is only one hat. And I know Poshmark, I got a set of 3. Yeah, this is another one. So what happened was I had this on my watch list and then it sold, and then you know, when I went in there and I saw there were like others available, and then that's how I found the double whammy one that I just showed you. So this is the initial one that I had, and it sold obviously because this logo is going to be big this year. So, but I've had this kind of hat on my watch list for a while, and I saw it sold, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see if there's others out there. And I found this one, I found the double whammy, and I found some others. So another fitted pinwheel from back in those days, the AI days. There it is. Again, it's going to go good with all the stuff from that time period and the new stuff from that time period, or to represent that time period. So there you go. There's that one. Alright, let me make a little room here so I can open up this last box. I said this was a big box day today. Slim, it was a big box day. Slim's just nodding his head. Every day's a big box day. Actually, I've been okay. I haven't. It's been a few days since I had a bunch of boxes come in, or boxes come in, I should say. So they all had to come in at the same time, I guess. See, this is what fooled me. So it's got the eBay tape on there, but this isn't an eBay item. This is the Poshmark item. Just they put eBay tape on it. Playing games with MightyFan. I see what's going on. All right. Okay. Scissors away. Okay. So this was basically, seller was selling all 3 of these together. It was a pretty good deal already. And then the seller sent me an offer, which was even cheaper. And I said, yeah, why not? I mean, for a set of 3 hats, it was a really good deal. So, all due respect to my In the Life Iced series, this is a little overtime for In the Life Iced. So we got a 3-pack of Red Wings hats, of course, to go with my Red Wing jerseys, and they're all like the 3930 mesh back too. So there's a white one. It's got the wing wheel logo going there on the front onto the brim. There it is again. Reebok. These are Reebok. NHL Shield. Put that on. Oh yeah, that fits nice. There you go. Hat number 1. Hat number 2 is the same deal, only in red. Again, with the winged wheel going to the brim. Reebok again. NHL Shield again. That on. Woo! Well, these are always the most comfortable on me. These 3930s. All due respect to the regular 5950s for the fitted hats. And then this one is the Flex Fit. Oh, I guess the 3930s or Flex Fit. I can call them either one. Old Time Hockey Flex Fit. So I guess Flex Fit is the brand, I think. Or maybe Old Time Hockey's the brand. This is not a Reebok hat, but it's just the Red Wings. Yeah, again. Actually, this one might go pretty good with that Centennial jersey, I think. That might go okay with that one. Because it's got the Old Time Hockey. If you can see that on there, it even has the Old Time Hockey on the bottom. So this one might be the hat I go with the Centennial jersey. Oh, no. Oh. So there you go. Doesn't go quite well with the Eagles, but but with the Centennial jersey, I think it would go okay with. That is it. Believe it or not, we have reached the end of the pickups here. Lots to show, though. I had a lot of things, stuff that I already had, stuff that just came in the mail today. You know, it was one of those big box days, so I figured I'd do a vid, you know. Unboxing, unbagging. Had quite a few things. Had an extra thing because that Sixers long sleeve came in a little earlier than I thought it would. So, because I just ordered it on Wednesday and today's Friday, and it came yesterday evening, so Thursday. It came in one day. It's like, man, you guys didn't mess around, huh? The jersey's actually on the way. And in fact, the jersey, I've seen some of them say special event item will be shipped after October 31st, so after Halloween. But for some reason, I guess I just got lucky, and this one's, at least that I can see, it got shipped. At least I got the alert, the email that says your item has been shipped. So I'll be getting that Tyrese Maxey, the Mad Max Classic Edition, Iverson era from the 01 season, circa, in the mail. And once I get that, I'll share it with you, the viewers. Thanks for all the support, as always, to the channel. You know, it means a lot to me. I'm glad that I do videos that people enjoy. I've been doing it for a very long time. He's just crazy hat and jersey and sports related, and even now I'm doing reviews, you know, so, which I'll have another one very soon. I'm doing I'm going to be reviewing the Monster Meal from Burger King, you know, being it's the spooky season, so I do want to try that meal, and I'll do my Mighty reviews on that. So be on the lookout for that. I have another video for the Season of the Fan coming up, and we'll have another video coming up probably by next week for In the Life Iced for hockey. This time for sure it will just be hockey related. We had a little extra here with the Red Wing hats that came in today, but we'll delve more into the pucks and the ice in that video coming up probably next week. So be on the lookout for that. And until then, that's going to do it for me. But what do you always got to do? You got to leave those likes, like. You want to do that. You want to make sure, if you haven't already done so, to subscribe to the channel. I'm looking for 2K subs by the end of the year. You can make that happen. Tell your family, tell your friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Always appreciated. And also make sure you hit the bell icon, because you never want to miss an episode, right? And there's so many different series now on this channel, so you don't want to miss an episode for any series. So you want to be alerted to that, so the bell icon is there for that reason. And these are all free. They unlike me, spending here, they don't cost a cent to hit the like, subscribe, and bell icon. All right, everyone. Well, once again, thank you very much for all of your support to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I'll see you again very soon here on the channel. And this is MightyFan signing off for now. You all take care.